Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me today via Zoom, we have Mr. Ed Sullivan. How you doing, Ed?
I am so thrilled to be back.
I mean, I'm thrilled to have you back. And before we get into anything, I want to start this off with a heartfelt thank you, because you reached out to me when I purchased my home, and you said, I want to send you a housewarming gift. And you were so generous and sent me like 8 cigars, something like that.
7.
7.
I don't want to take credit for one I didn't send, but
okay.
yeah, I thought a bunch of them might be things you hadn't tried before.
Yeah, they like, for the majority, I think maybe you sent a Perdomo firecracker.
Right. And you were probably on board by then.
That one I had. I actually still have the vast majority of a box of the first round that they did. But otherwise, I think everything else, I was
new to you.
New to me. So,
well,
and we're going to smoke one of those.
It was whatever I was smoking a lot of. I said, well, Nick might like these, and I sent them your way.
And I appreciate that. Now, we won't talk about the post office and how long the post office took to.
I mean, did you track that at all? Like,
I did.
It got to a place, and then they sent it out of there, and then it had to go back there.
So let me explain the way I've learned a lot about the St. Louis postal system here in the last month, because I had one of my reporters, I mailed her check to her, and it took over 3 weeks to get to her. And I've learned that apparently when mail arrives to St. Louis, there's a central St. Louis hub, and then from there it's processed, and then it goes to another location, basically a warehouse out in a suburb called Hazelwood. And it's processed there in Hazelwood, and then from there it supposedly moves to your local post office, where it is then delivered to you.
Right,
and that's
where it seemed to move back.
It moved back, and it moved back and forth between the St. Louis and the Hazelwood, and I don't know why. And then eventually it got to me, and I don't even know.
No, but it blew up your mailbox or something, right?
Yes, that was the day of the infamous mailbox incident. You're right. So I had my mailbox was destroyed randomly that Saturday, and
to be clear, that was slightly before it arrived, right?
Yes. So I had gone to Lowe's to buy light switch plates and some lunch, and I came back and my mailbox was in the gutter, and it was all smashed. Now it looks like a side mirror from like a delivery truck or something like that, like clipped it and pushed it. It wasn't like caved into where I was thinking, baseball bat, but anyway, it was in the gutter, and so I picked it up. I kind of straightened it as best I could, put it back on its post, and then ran back to Lowe's to get a new mailbox. And in the process of doing that, that's when the mailman arrived, and I guess I must have straightened it up and put it back enough that they were willing to deliver, because when I came back to take it off and put the new one on the post, that's when I discovered that I had mail, including the box from you.
And luckily it was delivered, because who knows where it would have gone from there if they couldn't deliver.
It had gone back to St. Louis and just bounced amongst those two facilities again. But that's okay, because today it got delivered, and that's what matters, because today we're going to be smoking something that, I'll be honest, I didn't really think I was going to have the opportunity. I kind of thought that my window kind of quickly disappeared on it, because it sold very rapidly. But today we're going to be smoking the HVC Hot Cake fresh out of the oven, right? That's correct.
It's the fresh out of the oven.
Fresh out of the oven, and we're smoking the Toro size, and it's what's the wrapper say here? It's a 5.5 by 54 Toro here.
Yeah. Now it says Toro extra, but it seems like we're missing a 1/2 inch. I guess the extra comes in the girth.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the size of the pen; it's how you write your name.
Ah, perfect.
At least that's what they've told me. Anyway, so now you had the gentleman from HVC. That is that Lorenzo Rene.
Rainier Lorenzo.
Yes. That can you tell me a little bit about this cigar as I'm trying to take the footband off?
This cigar, and I don't know that it's the same blend as the original hot cake. In any case, I don't think they have the same girth, but the big difference is that it's got Connecticut broadleaf.
Okay.
And this is very good Connecticut broadleaf. In fact, I'm almost certain the rest of the blend isn't the same because Dave can smoke these and he has trouble with the regular hot cake.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so I'm expecting a more mild kind of smoke here, is what you're telling me.
It's more mild, I think. I've also got the torpedo here. And the torpedo, I think, is a little bit milder than
Oh,
the
okay.
Toro. He did mention that the Toro has more Ligero in it than the
Okay.
torpedo. So
All
who
right.
knows? You're not a super strong guy, but I mean
mean, yeah.
physically, like what
Yeah, I
can you
was gonna
bench
say.
press?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd say normally, what are you, medium plus-ish is where you
yeah,
want to
I
be?
tend to go medium plus. I mean, every once in a while I can go to the really stronger side, but
I
by
think
and
this one will be
large,
fine in the medium plus arena.
perfect. Well, why don't we go ahead and prep to cut the cigar? And the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You will not be sorry. Family owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. And that even includes Mr. Jonathan.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's kind of an asshole, but he's nice to the customers.
Exactly. He does a good job with the customers. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And what more could you possibly want? Please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar.
Yeah, and
And
I'm
you're
way
already up
ahead,
and going.
just
I
as
was
I
saying,
do. And listen, I don't mean to be a rude guest. I do it on our
you're
show
fine.
too, because
I was going to
but
say.
normally I'm off camera, just enjoying my cigar. Well, listen, sometimes they seem to go 10 minutes before they get around to cutting it.
Well, I
You know,
mean,
when there's a guest on, I think, sometimes the conversation's happening, but
we've
no.
gone 8. So, I mean, I
All
understand.
right.
So,
That you should be getting some nice sweetness
I was going to say
off of
it's
that.
kind of a really sweet off of the cold draw there.
Yeah, this is
I don't want to say raisin. It's kind of like almost like chocolate chip cookie, but if you maybe pare back the like kind of like cookie part just a little bit.
yeah.
I don't, just that kind of like, and not even like the homemade, but like kind of the Chips Ahoy kind of chocolate chip cookie,
A little bit of Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy, like the store-bought kind of chocolate
Listen,
chip
there's
cookie
nothing
thing.
wrong with a good Chips Ahoy.
No, especially the chewy ones. So anyway,
Well, if you leave them out in the humidity, they don't get chewy, they get soggy, right?
soggy. Yeah.
But it looks like your weather might have turned a little bit like ours, because
Yes.
I mean, we both got a hoodie on.
Mm-hmm.
And not that it's terribly cold, but I think somehow I got acclimated to this. Okay, it's going to be 90 plus degrees. And then this morning, I think it was in the high 50s when I got up.
Yeah. So, sorry, let me pull the mic back. So we have been under a straight up just heat advisory here. I think yesterday we had a heat index of 105.
Do we
And
care about heat index? Is that like wind chill? And
I don't know what the hell it all
Weren't we
means.
all happier before they invented that shit? I mean, it
Well,
was just
it's like, and then they've got
92 degrees, not heat
yeah,
index of 1500 degrees.
it's like, and then it's like a real feel is blah blah blah. So it's like,
Yeah.
just what is the temperature? What can I expect when I walk outside?
Hmm.
Um, but anyway, so we've been under this heat thing, and yesterday evening, probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock, something rolled through. I was sitting at my dining room table working on the layout of the newspaper for this week, and I look out my windows and I just see the trees back here just blowing like crazy. And then after that, it was perfect. I mean, I'm walking out this morning and it's like 65 degrees. I've got my coffee. I've got a light hoodie and some shorts on, and I mean, there's a itty bitty bit of like little piddle drizzle,
Not
kind of.
enough to concern you.
No, I'm not concerned at all, but
So
it's not even technically registering on the radar or anything at all. So
this cigar does start out with a little hit of pepper, but you're going to find that it settles in pretty nicely.
I was gonna say it's got a little bit of spice and bang, like right off the foot.
But you still get that sweetness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These, of
It's
course,
nice.
were purchased at Two Guys Cigars.
I would
Not
think so.
.com, but at the Salem
Yeah.
store. And unfortunately, they sold them out pretty quick.
Mm.
Now, if you want something else that's very good,
The the spice though is on the retro hail.
oh yeah, you got to be careful with that.
I was like, that retro hail is where the spice is at on this cigar. So
yeah, something else that you're going to want to add to your care package are the EPC Encore Noir.
Yes,
It's a very, very good cigar, and less spice, and I'd put it medium, maybe
okay.
Medium plus-ish, but really, really good cigar.
I really like the Encore. So this is obviously a variation of that. Like I assume Maduro like or whatever. Yeah.
And again, Dave prefers that one. Well, it's the Pledge, I think, that throws Dave for a loop. The Pledge is stronger, but
Is that the brown one?
oh, who can
Or is
keep
that
track?
the blue one? I know that's my problem. Is so there was the La Historia, and then there was the brown one, and I don't remember. And then there was the blue one, and then there was the Allegiance, which I think is the green one. And then from there we go, Lord knows. But yeah, I always get the Pledge and the Encore mixed up. I don't.
This is why some of them have made it easier by just calling them out by color. Right.
Yes,
this is called the red.
The West
it's
Tampa
got
Tobacco.
An almost red band.
Exactly. Oh, are we talking about McAuliffe with that one? I remember when you guys had Al on and you were like, you're calling it the red, but it's purple.
But I don't think, to be fair, I don't think that was their final packaging at that point.
Now, when is that out? Do you know off the top of your head?
I do not.
Okay. I would think that would be. I thought I'm pulling back in the memory banks here a little bit. I feel like he said maybe September. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be available by the time I'm up there for the New England Cigar Expo.
You're coming up.
I am coming up.
Oh boy, what day of the week do you arrive?
I am arriving on. Let's go to Southwest. Flying Southwest. Because out of St. Louis, that's really your best option. Flying into Manchester.
Well, and yeah, if you're going to Manchester, that's a lot of Southwest there.
Yeah. Wednesday. I fly in that Wednesday.
Oh my God, you're gonna make a little.
Oh, I'm making a trip out of
it.
Yeah. I am flying in Wednesday. I fly out Monday. So
wow. All right.
So I'll be
perfect amount of time.
Be hanging out for a little while, and
you have enough time to rest up between Pulpit Fest and then this one, right?
Oh yeah, I got a whole month.
All right.
No, you're the third leg of the summer travel stool here. So I had in July.
I don't know. I went to. I don't know if we like being called stool, but whatever. I mean,
Mr. Jonathan might
whatever's
be okay with it.
appropriate.
But no, so in July I went down to Destin with that was a family trip. And then a month later, I have Pulpit Fest in Palm Coast. And then a month after that is when I come up and visit you guys.
Well, you know
So,
what's supposed to be delivered to me today is my renewed passport. So I'm all set to win
oh,
the
are you
trip.
coming down?
Well, no.
So here's the thing. I have 2 tickets because a gentleman that was going to attend, he unfortunately had to bow out, and nobody has emailed me about this. So like I was gonna say, I could totally make it possible for like if you and Chef Charlie want to like road trip down
Oh boy.
or something like,
Listen, I would
you
get
can.
in so much trouble because I'd miss the show.
I know, but there's Chrissy. You guys have backup. When I
I
miss a
know.
show, I
You
just
have
miss
no
a show.
backup.
You guys have backup. You guys have a
Yeah.
whole team of people.
A team.
Yeah.
Make it sound grander than it actually is.
I mean, you can pull off a show without one of you if you need
So
to.
are you saying you have to be there to win the prize?
Yeah, you got to be there. Got to
No,
be there.
I'm not going to win then.
I
But
mean,
for
it'd be nice.
those who have the potential to win, I want to say, yeah, the passport renewal ran exactly at 6 weeks, right?
Okay.
I didn't go ahead and try to expedite or anything. I think expedite, they say 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And a regular renewal, they're saying 6 to 8. And this will be just exactly 6.
That's not so bad in the grand scheme
No,
of government life,
it isn't.
Um,
It was,
it,
I know for a while it was a mess. I
yeah.
think COVID threw them off and it took a long time for them to get caught up again.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, well, and I don't even know what it costs to expedite, but like if it's only if it yeah, it's shaving half the time, but if you're doing it now, if people are doing it now, they don't need to pay that.
No, they still
Why
got
give the
time.
government more money than they need, you know?
That was sort of my take on it, because I wasn't going anywhere immediately. So,
I mean, you could be if you came down to Pulpit Fest and you win.
yeah, but you don't have to leave right from there, right?
No, 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 no. No, you've got time.
Yeah,
It's a early next year kind of thing.
you're gonna
But
ship
yeah.
them off. Is it like a trip to Ukraine?
Send them to Chernobyl.
Well,
They can start up
sure.
the Chernobyl gift shop I was talking about in the last episode.
That would be excellent. Maybe a nice Chernobyl cutter and lighter set.
Oh my God. Have you seen the Chernobyl humidifier? I'm
No.
meaning to find this thing. I'm getting ads. I'm not even joking. I'm getting ads on Instagram for a humidifier,
Huh.
and it looks like the Chernobyl plant. I have like a sweat bee or something like buzzing around.
This is how they're marketing it, or you
Yeah,
just think it looks like
no, no,
that?
no, no, no. It literally is marketed this, and it's got the stacks. And
Oh,
when it exports somebody made a thumbs up. You made a thumbs up.
oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
when it exports or shoots out the mist, the humidity, it makes it look like the Chernobyl plant is venting, the
Wow.
radioactive material.
Uh,
Oh God.
Yeah, random thumbs up. What is this one? Isn't this something? That's my favorite.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I found one the other day on FaceTime where if you do like that, it
Yeah.
was something like that. I don't know. It sent balloons up, but I guess it doesn't do it on Zoom. But
Oh, no,
nah,
I think it will. I
I don't
think
know.
it's more. Is this the one?
Is that it? Look, I had no idea about any of this. This is so weird.
There's so much happening that you
I
have
know.
no clue what's
Well,
going on.
that's damn true. That's true. So speaking of travel, I wanted to touch base with you about this because it is kind of a little bit of a not a it's a bit of a tease. It's not an exact tease. I don't want people thinking I'm giving this away just yet. But I've been talking about with Pulpit Fest that everybody needs to have their passports ready. Now you've done at least the Perdomo farm tour, right?
Yeah.
What have you
Yeah.
done other farm tours, or is that the only one that you've done?
I mean, I've been to some farms in Cuba as well.
Okay.
That was back, I don't know, must have been late 90s or something.
Yeah.
So that's about it, though. I have not been to Honduras, nor have I been to the Dominican, which I don't know why. That's an easy one.
I was gonna say that I would think out of all of them, that would be the easiest one to
You can
do.
get a direct flight from Boston down there. So,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I
Um,
told Dave next time he goes, I want to tag along
there you go.
because
Well, he
you'll
goes.
get treated well.
Well, of course you will. I mean, he goes annually, right?
Yeah, he
Or
generally
tries to at
does.
least,
Yep.
generally.
And
Um, okay. Now,
you,
so well, go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
you get to visit all the hot spots. I'm sure he'd go see, Carrillo. He'd probably go to Davidoff and see the
Jose Dominguez.
Venturas, Dominguez. Yeah, donut. I
Got to
wonder if
get
they have donuts there.
if they don't, they're missing out on a golden out. That's the thing. You've got HVC with the hot cake.
Oh yeah.
Jose Dominguez needs to come out with like the donut or the
Ooh.
jelly fill. He could do like jelly filled. He could do a whole line of
Oh, a whole
donut
line
themed
of
cigars.
donuts.
You know?
And then you buy a dozen donuts, you get the baker's dozen with all the flavors.
Yeah. You could have something to where I'm trying to think. You could have a cigar where maybe it's got like I don't even know what tobaccos you'd even want to use because this is not my forte, but you get the flavor note of like chocolate and cream and you put it and that's the
Oh,
Boston cream, you know?
delicious.
I'm saying this is gold right here. This is absolute gold. And if Dave
Well,
doesn't pounce on the donut themed line of cigars, I would be shocked.
yeah,
But
he should.
yeah, he should. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing the donut wall at the expo.
I don't know if it's going to make a
Ah,
reappearance
damn
though.
it.
I
See, I have
don't
so much
know.
FOMO about last year between the donut wall and
I
midget
know.
wrestling and Bill Burr and just all that. It's like,
Perhaps there'll be new things.
I know, but I wanted the donut wall. It's just
Oh
me.
well. Hey, listen, comedian Tony V, SAG award-winning actor, will
Yeah.
also be there.
I mean, I'm looking forward to that. And you got Mark Henry, who world's strongest man. So,
Yes,
calling a strongman competition. And supposedly he does some comedy as well.
sure.
I love the silence, just the pregnant silence there. No,
Yeah,
it's a
well,
little bit.
no, we did go to see his show that was over at Kowloon's at one point.
Oh,
That was
really?
mostly centered around wrestling stuff.
Okay.
Doesn't he? He does a podcast or something, doesn't he? Or
Now you're asking me
yeah,
questions. I'm not.
I went too
I
deep
think
for
all
you.
all those retired wrestlers are doing podcasts now and
I
everything.
think
I mean,
everyone in America is doing a
it really
podcast.
does feel that way sometimes. It's one of those things. I always joke that I make it look easy with this because I have listeners that'll reach out and be like, "Hey, so I'm thinking about doing this," and I'm like, "Go for it." I'm never discouraging because I mean, why not?
Listen,
But
the more the merrier. Most
yeah,
people don't hang in there for very long
and that's it.
once they realize it's actually work.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
really just go on there without a thought by yourself and talk for an hour.
I mean, you can.
Well, yeah, but your solo shows you tend to do some prep for
Yeah, a little bit of prep.
a
That's
little
true.
bit.
A little bit at least.
Yeah, you can't you while you can do it, you don't want to be doing that on an
Trust me,
ongoing basis.
no, that's why. I mean, no offense. It's other than to thank you for the
That's why
cigars
I'm here.
personally. I
Yeah.
mean, I reached out to you. I mean, that's why I had Cherry on the last show to talk about emergency. Like who comes to a cigar podcast looking for emergency management
I wasn't
information?
looking for it, but it was interesting once I got there.
And that's the thing is because of the whole anonymity thing. It's one of those things where I couldn't really deep dive into some of the topics, but trust me, it's a really interesting job.
Well,
And
and I'm sure that she's got horror shows that she must not speak of.
Oh God, well, she did briefly mention that she had done some 911 dispatch prior to,
Oh yeah.
getting it. So trust me, man, she's got some stories that I'm just like,
You got to have good stories with that, I'm sure.
I would think so. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how you couldn't. And it's such a high stress job. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. Let's put it that way.
No, no, and I'm sure a shocking number of people who call 911 have no idea where they live.
Uh-huh. Where are you? I don't know.
My brother had a summer job. It was like some tool catalog clearance place, so people would call and order tools, and he was on the phone. And there was one day when he asked somebody, okay, well, what's your zip code? They said, I don't know. So he
Oh
told them,
God.
you're not qualified to own power tools. hung up on them.
There's some truth to that though. If you can't even tell that, and you shouldn't be operating heavy machinery.
No, probably
Oh
not.
God, that's funny. I love it. So talking about the farm tours, I want to go back to the farm
trip.
tours. Back to the trip. So what are things that when you were getting ready for the Perdomo trip, what are things that like you had to like prep for? I mean, aside from a passport, were there I don't even know what goes into that.
They give you a pretty good list from Perdomo of the things you're going to want to bring with you. But as an example, depending on time of year and all that, you better pack your sunscreen.
Okay,
that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Depending
Well,
on where.
no, that's true because if you're going down, because they're near or just below the equator,
somewhere down there.
in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, depending on time of year, it might be winter here, but it might be summer there.
Good quality hat, maybe a big
Oh,
sun hat for somebody of your complexion, big
I
fluffy
am
sun hat.
a very pale complexion. That's true.
I'm not in a position to criticize.
No, sunscreen is important.
Do my best to stay out of the sun.
There you go.
You could try to smuggle a jet lighter.
Oh God.
Oh, what's the worst that'll happen? They take it away, and most folks can afford to lose a vertigo cyclone.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true. Now I will say, I did hear a story of a gentleman who went to Honduras, on a farm tour, and this gentleman, he had a medical marijuana card, and he may or may not have brought a vape with him, and
that's
dogs,
a different matter.
The dogs at the Honduran airport were not happy with his luggage. And thankfully, this gentleman had a bag of jerky in his bag.
And they thought it was that.
So everybody was laughing, thinking the dogs were pinging from the jerky. No, they totally did their job. They totally did their job, and everybody missed it. And that would have been like a stay in a Honduran jail situation
it's
right
a
there.
Problem.
So
they don't recognize your medical prescription for marijuana. And a lot of it is kind of figuring out what the weather's going to be where you're going, whether it gets cooler at night and whether you may, want a nice wrap to wrap around you while you smoke your cigars.
There you go.
For most of these, you don't need to bring cigars, but I don't leave home without them.
Well, no, I mean, that's how you end up just without cigars in general. Sometimes because you lost your luggage over in Europe.
Right. I won't make that mistake again. Always something to carry on now.
Yeah. See, and when I went down to Destin, I had talked to my dad, and we had come to the determination that we really probably couldn't smoke because the Airbnb we were staying at, they were very restrictive about smoking. And then apparently Destin, Florida, of all places, has all these rules about smoking. Now, there's some question now after my trip, of course, of whether or not cigars was included in that. But my dad found an area where it said all tobacco products. I was sent a news article that said everything but cigars. So we'll see, but it doesn't really matter now. But I didn't have one. But
best piece of advice is believe whatever your hosts are telling you. If they tell you don't go there, don't go there.
No, that definitely pertains going back to the farm trips.
Yeah.
I know folks that have gone to the Aladino farms, they would some of these folks would like try to, spend their evening going down to the village, and they walk down to the gate, and the guards with the rifles tell them turn around and go back to the house. It's like no.
Yeah,
So,
you're a prisoner for your own safety.
well, and that's true, because I mean, look, for me personally, I have a thing where I just know that if I were to do one of these, it'd be one of those things where it would either end up being a locked up abroad situation, and I have very delicate feature. I'm not going to do well
you're not going to thrive in a
I
foreign
would
prison.
No, I wouldn't thrive in an American prison, much less a foreign prison. But but either that or I'd get abducted by like banditos, and I don't know if I trust my government to ransom for me.
Nobody's paying for you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the parishioners might send about $3.90, but
right.
maybe a spent quorum, but
and expired restaurant coupons, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Free oil change certificate, stuff like that, nothing significant. No. But yeah, so no, I so like the concept, it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to what the host has to say in terms of safety.
Keeping yourself safe. Yeah.
Yeah. But and this might be an ignorant question.
What about Dave would tell you that what you need to bring are the peanut butter cheese crackers, because they don't have food there. But
they have food. You just can't be as picky as you are in the United States. They have food.
The food at the Perdomo tour was excellent.
I bet it was.
Very good.
Nick seems like somebody that I think would very much enjoy a fine meal. So
yeah, they did not have any Kowloons, nor did they have Santarbio's pizza. And so, I mean, some folks are pretty limited in how adventurous they are with food.
Now, is Kowloons, how far is that from your area there?
Probably about 40, 45 minutes.
Oh, so it's a bit of a hike from like the Two Guys shops.
It's closer to Logan by a fair margin.
Okay.
Down on Route 1.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've been hearing about Kowloons from you guys, since I started listening to your show. And for the last, it seems like three years,
it's been
closing imminently. And so I've kind of just been like, I guess I'm never going to make it to Kowloons. But the fact that it like keeps like threatening to close, but not closing, tells me I'm like, maybe I could make it to Kowloons, but I don't know.
I mean, it's a trip to go there.
That's the thing. It's a bit of a hike. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you had been flying out of Logan, then that's not a terrible thing to hit that, on the way back to the airport or something. But
for sure.
I think you can skip it, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a food truck at the expo this year?
I don't believe that one is back, but
okay.
I'm not up to date on the food trucks.
I don't know if I've heard the food truck situation yet, so it may not have even been announced. So
it may,
or maybe it has. I don't know. I haven't. I've been worrying about my own thing. I haven't been worrying about. I figure I'll have a good time at the expos no matter what. So
yeah, I think
I haven't been keeping up.
One Happy Clam may be back, but you got to hit that early if you want the lobster roll. I think Rafael Nodal ate them all last time. He enjoys his lobster.
lobster.
Yeah.
I want to try. I think we talked about this. Chef Charlie's new place. The is it barbecue?
The Lost Cowboy.
Last Cowboy.
Yeah, they
That's
actually
going crazy, right?
Oh, busy. They actually have rotisseries, but they're not making chickens. They're making whole prime ribs on there.
Oh wow.
So they've got that going. But yeah, the barbecue's been very popular over there.
Okay.
Quite good.
Well,
Quite good.
interesting.
I'm happy with the barbecue there. And it's also a brewery, so they are making their own beer there.
Oh,
Place is massive. I don't know.
okay.
10,000, 12,000 square feet or something.
I didn't realize it had that. That explains why it's so damn big then too.
Yeah.
So,
And I believe the bar seats 80 people.
oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it goes on and
Okay.
on.
That's like a whole restaurant in some places, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's a big spot.
that's
It's
awesome.
been
Oh,
very popular.
well,
So
that's
yeah,
great.
you can definitely get to that one.
Yeah, that one.
We know people over there, so
I mean, that's true. You know, I keep
yeah.
hearing about all these lines and everything, and I'm like, I didn't want to ask and be like, hey, can somebody go with me so we could jump the line? But you just kind of hinted at it, so that's fine.
Yeah, hinted. I didn't say
Hinted.
it.
You didn't say it.
No.
You're sitting there like, fuck, I'm gonna have to hang out with this guy this week. What the fuck? It's like I
I
don't
gotta
want to
watch him eat. Oh my
Damn!
God.
Oh my god! Well, you and I have gone to a meal before.
Yes, of course.
I didn't embarrass myself. I don't
No.
think.
No.
I
You
mean,
might have embarrassed me a little bit, but not yourself, because
it's
your standards are different.
they are Midwest standards, man. It's like I keep
Did
a
you
Tide pen in the car so
tuck
that in
in
case
your
I dribble on
napkin and
myself.
strap on the feed bag?
I'm actually not joking about the Tide pen. I really do keep one in the car in case I
Do you?
dribble on myself. Yeah, those things are miracles, man. I was wearing a white T-shirt the other day, and it was a week ago today, actually. I was wearing a white T-shirt, and I dribbled some hot sauce from a taco on my T-shirt, and that Tide pen took care of it. You would have never known that it was there.
It's like magic.
So it really is. So that's my Tide pen commercial. So, for what it's worth. Speaking of commercials, let's do this here before I forget.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame. Well, I don't know, because what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino. Aladino Corojo.
We're so proud of this.
Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused. I guess that's so. They can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
It was a long kazoo part.
Corojo.
Yeah. It's the solo.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars. Authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
And
There you
I
go.
love that it's necessary to declare this is the greatest commercial you ever heard.
Well, in case you were confused,
Exactly.
you had to know exactly that.
And
Now,
that's Sammy B on the kazoo there, Jonathan's brother.
So they both have some musical, or at least music based talent.
I thought you were going to say, so they both have something wrong with them.
Well, no, he plays in bands.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Mr. Jonathan just dances.
Yeah, I think Sammy B usually plays the guitar. That was a stretch for him.
There's a I hesitate to, I don't know what pronoun to use, but there's a person in my area, lives maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes that way. Lived a lot closer to me when I was living in my duplex. and this is the little bit of homework I'll give you here,
All right.
because this is what, for all the joking everybody gives Mr. Jonathan about his dancing, this is the thing where he could be much worse. So there's a person called the Dancer of Life
Huh.
that lives near me.
Does he
And
resurrect people with his dancing?
no. Well, he might, but or she might, whatever. But you know, this individual, it's very, very interesting. If you Google them, you'll find maybe some news articles, maybe you'll find some arrest, type
Ah,
situation. But then eventually, hopefully, you find the Dancer of Life YouTube channel. And that's the rabbit hole where if you go down that,
you're
it's
not
just,
coming back.
oh, it's fucking bizarre, man. It's so bizarre. And I don't even know how to explain it all. But
Is that
but
your entertainment recommendation for the week?
I probably should have saved that for that.
Yeah.
You're right. But I mean, they are a local thing, and people see them at events, any sort of festivals or any sort of live music. They're out there in their tutu and they're, with their magic wands, just prancing around and dancing and
Huh.
everything. And let me tell you, it's Mr. Jonathan Breaking Bad is the best way to describe it. So, and probably about 200 pounds heavier.
Huh.
So, but still, it's interesting.
Different.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure I can commit to going down that path.
I'll find a choice one and send you just
All
one,
right.
just one that you can get a nice idea. And there was the saga of when they were kicked out of the McDonald's and the cops were called, and then they did a response video from their kitchen where Twisted Sister was playing live from the kitchen, and they played "We're Not Going to Take It Anymore" and did
Of
an
course they did.
interpretive dance for the manager of the McDonald's about how they're not going to take it there anymore. And it's just, I'm not even kidding, man. It takes all kinds. But anyway, well, speaking of the entertainment report, let's do that. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by Villiger. Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to villigercigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Oh, man, that strength and spice on the retro hail just keeps up and keeps at it, man.
Ah, boy.
The
you'll get less of it on the torpedo.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's there. But the smoking experience though is really nice. And even with this like little spittle of rain that I'm dealing with here, this thing is smoking wonderfully. Great.
Pretty densely packed.
Yeah.
It smokes pretty slow.
I mean, it has. We've been at it, 43 minutes on the counter. So I think we were 8 minutes in. So yeah, I'm maybe smoking a little faster than you, but
you always do.
You're talking. That's okay.
Yeah, I got things to say, whether anyone wants to hear them or not.
Well, there you go. So speaking of things to say, you always have some interesting stuff for the entertainment report.
I've been sort of stretching. I think I've been hanging out mostly on Max, finding things to watch over there. I watched this one yesterday. It's called Knox Goes Away. Do you know this one?
Knox Goes Away.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Michael Keaton movie?
You got it.
Okay. I wanted to see it. It's on my list. I haven't watched it yet.
Yes, a contract killer has a rapidly evolving form of dementia.
Yeah.
He is offered an opportunity to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged adult son.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe 3.5 out of 5. Not superb, but certainly entertaining.
See, I'm digging this Michael Keaton resurgence that we've had going on.
Always liked Michael Keaton.
I did too. And it seemed like he kind of fell away there for a little while.
Yeah,
And he did that movie Birdman, and that kind of
right.
brought him back into the picture a little
Which
bit.
was fine. I wasn't all that keen on. I don't think it was all
Yeah,
that, you know.
no, but it got him back into the
Yeah,
eye a little bit. And then
yeah.
he came and did the Spider-Man movie, and then from there it's just kind of like
What happened?
gone. Yeah, and we
I
got the
don't
new
know.
Beetlejuice coming out here soon, which
Wow, that's
I
something.
I it actually looks all right. I mean,
Oh boy.
if you liked the first one,
I don't
I
think I
don't
ever
know.
saw it.
Really?
No,
Okay. Well, the first
no.
one wasn't bad.
I've seen clips of it, but
He's not in it a whole lot though. Like it's funny they market this movie, all with Michael Keaton and his character, but by and large, that one was more about Gina Davis and oh, who's the other one? She's in the new one too.
hmm,
Shit, the daughter. I'm drawing a blank. She was in
yeah,
Stranger Things. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
doesn't matter.
um,
Chef Charlie and I saw Beetlejuice one day.
really,
Yes, not the movie. We saw Beetlejuice.
like
Well,
the little guy that was on the Howard
y-
Stern show.
no,
No.
it was real Beetlejuice, and
Oh,
we were going to see comedian Tony V at
yeah.
a place. I think it's like a campground entertainment complex. It might be in Webster, Massachusetts, middle of nowhere
A
called
campground entertainment complex.
yeah, there's a restaurant there, and they've got live comedy there.
Okay.
We got kind of lost, and we're going down some dark road, and when we turned around in the driveway, yeah, Beetlejuice was in the window there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we moved out of there quick,
I
and
would think so.
eventually we found our way to Charlie Daniels Way, which is how you get to this place.
You know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went inside, and they had a big Charlie Daniels wooden statue right in the
I
lobby
mean, what
there.
would you expect with a place with Charlie Daniels Way?
I don't know what the connection to Charlie Daniels was. And seemed to be a lot of bikers there and families camping out, and a very
Yeah.
strange place.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's what happens in life on the road as a comedian. You end up going to some interesting spots.
right. And yeah, I think a couple of the patrons left because they didn't like Tony V's Subaru material. Uh,
Oh,
so
I can only imagine where that went.
yep,
Yeah.
they grabbed their leather jackets, threw them over to flannel, hopped in their Subaru, and got the fuck out of there. So
Hopped in their Subaru. Those ladies were pissed.
yeah, they were. But and now I've got something I can highly recommend to you.
Okay. Okay.
I think you'll enjoy this one. It is over on Max. It's
Okay.
a three-part documentary
I like
called
documentaries.
Ren Fair.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Let me give you the brief synopsis here. When the ailing king of America's largest Renaissance festival declares his retirement, an epic power struggle ensues between an actor, a former elephant trainer, and a kettle corn kingpin to claim his throne.
I like these bizarre kind of like slice of life. Let's find the weird people of America type documentaries. It's
Yeah.
like Tiger King was one. We got to explore the world of bizarre roadside zoos
Yes.
and Ren fairs. They're yes,
He's
yes,
the king of the Ren Fair.
king of Ren Fair.
Yeah. He's apparently, from what I can see, he's worth about $60 million.
Holy shit! So
Oh,
this
it's
is okay.
it's
So
the
this is not
biggest
an
one in the
insignificant
country.
thing.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Well,
He,
then
he seems to already know what age he'll be when he's going to die. He's got a whole plan, but he needs a companion. So he's got somebody who goes on the dating sites for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he seems to uh, he
Uh,
seems to like to take them to uh, what's that Italian restaurant chain?
the Olive Garden.
Yes, he
You know,
takes them to the Olive Garden.
when you're there, you're family. So, you know,
The
oh God.
first question always is, are those real?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's not going to put up with anything.
He's not putting up with fake ones. You
No,
know, that's, I
no,
mean, I get that. I'm not a fan of the fake either, but
no.
oh my God.
I
Oh,
mean,
you know, I wonder if that's what Mr. Jonathan starts with.
are those real?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
I mean, he should watch it. He could pick up some pointers.
He might, you know. I tell you what, I was listening to one of your shows a little bit back, and he was talking about the dating sites and how, like, you know, with the cigars, and talking about, you know, telling the ladies that he smokes cigars and all that, and how he finds that the vast majority don't mind it. It's not necessarily
Yeah.
been my experience.
I found
Yeah,
it difficult to believe.
yeah, that is not my experience. Now, what my experience has been, if the lady, if she doesn't smoke, which again, the vast majority don't, but sometimes you find one that maybe smokes pot and they don't mind the cigars at that point. But then you gotta
Potheads,
what?
the
Yeah, but then you gotta
potheads.
yeah, but then you gotta think, like, you know, how much of the pothead thing do you want to put up with? You know, that kind of
That's
deal.
right.
You know, because there is a line there too. But no, what I have found is that if their father or if their grandfather had smoked
Ah,
cigars,
yeah,
they're all about it because it brings that nostalgia factor into
yeah.
play. But if that was not in their personal history,
No,
yeah, it's
you're
an
as
issue.
bad as a cigarette smoker to most
Indeed,
of
yeah,
them, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and the other thing you get is like, oh, I'm very sensitive to odors, and so when they get in your car, they're like, oh my God, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I don't
whatever.
need that.
So I don't buy Jonathan's 90% are okay with it. It's like,
Mm-mm.
no. It's definitely not 90%, but
I think
um
it's more than you might expect, though. Like what, 20%?
that are okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I haven't done poorly in the last, 3+ years of my online dating
Hmm.
experience. So, I mean, there's women out there that tolerate it. Um, I wouldn't say
They don't
90%,
embrace
but
it. They
no.
tolerate.
Yeah, well, I found a few that have embraced it.
Hmm.
But not like not to the extent that I embrace it. Let's put it that way. They're not lighting up, 4 or 5 a day or whatever. Although
No.
lately my numbers have been rookie numbers lately. I mean, I got to get back on my game, especially if I'm coming up to see you guys in September. My God, it's like,
You got
that
to
day
go
that
into training.
oh, I know. It's like that day I spent with Dave last year. It's like shit, man. We were like lighting one off the end of the other. It's like,
Hmm.
you gotta. It's a marathon at that point, you know.
Yeah.
So
Listen, there'll be a few cigars that are given to you while you're up there.
that's good,
I'm not even sure you'll get through I think it's 39 cigars.
dude. I still have some of the cigars from when I was up there 2 years ago. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. But I'm looking
But
forward to that world's strongest cigar, though.
oh, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Now, the thing I will say though is it's even in spite of its strength, it's not blended just to be the strongest thing in the world. It's actually
Hmm.
got some balance to it,
That's good.
but it'll get your attention.
Okay. Okay.
Make sure you got some sugar nearby.
um, so I'm sitting here thinking, this Ren Fair show that you're talking
Hmm.
about, you guys need to get a film crew and you need to do a two guys documentary.
Oh,
Can you think? I mean, that could be fun because you have the personalities on staff there and everything
oh
already.
yeah,
But
we've got
then you
some
have,
people.
you have personalities in terms of customers that come in and everything as well.
Yeah. Do you think they want to be a part of it though?
Some might,
Yeah.
not
Probably
all.
not the guy that pisses himself and knows.
No,
But
point
I
that
guess
one
he
out
could
to
have
me
the
just so that I can
employees.
avoid that person, if you don't mind. But
You could have the
yeah,
employees talk about those ones.
exactly. Just little stories here and there. But Trevor would eat that shit up.
Oh boy. Although he never wants to be on the podcast.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
know
though.
that he's going to want to be a film star.
Maybe. I don't know. You know that would be an interesting documentary
Oh,
series.
be fascinating.
Dave, he could have some goofy idea that he's wanting to promote
Yeah.
and Mr. Jonathan shutting him down and this, that. I mean, like just the two of them alone. I mean, I'm telling you, bring it mainstream, film the thing, push it out. I bet Discovery or HBO Max or somebody, they'd pick it up. Like,
Yeah, you just
I don't
have
know.
to roll the camera. It doesn't need to be scripted at all.
Exactly. Hell, you even got the perfect title for it. You just call it the Ashholes.
That's true.
I'm telling you.
I saw Dave's back on there.
Oh, is he? I'll be honest. I'm behind there too.
I think it's a temporary staffing issue, so he's covering for Kilt Man.
See, now, okay. I want to point out the kilt situation here. So, like,
you're not wearing a kilt to the expo.
I'm not wearing a kilt to the expo, no. Because I feel like that would be infringing upon Kilt Man. But I will say, like, I had my kilt, quite a while back too. So it's not like I'm new to the kilt game here. I mean, I got mine in 2021, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna wear it to Pulpit Fest, but I'm not saying I'm gonna wear it to Pulpit Fest. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have no ongoing kilt thing, although I wore one for my wedding. But I mean, that was in Scotland.
Well, that makes sense.
Getting married to a Scottish woman, so
that makes perfect sense. I mean, no, that makes perfect sense.
But
I want to know why it's okay for people to ask a guy if they're wearing underwear, but if I walked up to
ask a woman,
why can't I walk up to a woman wearing a skirt and just be like, "So, are you wearing underwear under that?"
I think you could if it's plaid.
Oh,
yeah. If it's a tartan skirt, I would think it's valid.
Is that the rule? Okay.
I don't know. I just made it up, but
I just feel like if I were to ask, I feel like it would result in some sort of a
or something.
Yeah, it would be, just a slap at the minor. I mean, it could be a whole thing. But for whatever reason, when I've worn the kilt, nobody has any problem whatsoever asking me if I'm wearing underwear under it.
Yeah. You just invite them to check.
But that's the problem. Some of these freaks that I hang out with, they probably
will.
would. Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, for mine, I did wear the underwear, but I went with sort of a tartan boxer kind of thing. But my concern is I just didn't have the experience, right? So you don't know what your legs are, if you're not used to it, it's like, oh.
No, it's unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, could be a problem.
And on a breezy day, I mean, granted, the kilts are of a heavier material by and large, but still,
The real ones are very expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
See,
I didn't buy one. I just hired one, as they say over there.
It was yours was like the full wrap and everything to where okay.
Very nice, woolen jacket to go. I mean, the whole thing seemed classier than the tuxedo with the band uniform stripe down the leg. And
I agree. You get the socks, the hose with the flashes, the little flag things that you put on there.
You get to carry a knife.
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
So where you go drinking, it all makes a lot of sense.
You get the fancy fox fur sporran in the front and everything.
Did.
You got to have that. So I have a nice leather one that I have that it's perfect for carrying your lighter and your cutter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, it's a
So
valid merce for sure.
it is. It's a valid merce.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it ain't no fanny pack, I'll tell you that.
No, no.
And
That's
although
something that I'm
I
shocked
think you
Mr.
could
Jonathan
only
hasn't.
keep a petite pistol in there. There's not a lot of
Yeah,
space.
a little what Derringer or whatever.
Sure,
You're not.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm kind of shocked Mr. Jonathan hasn't gone down the fanny pack road. That feels like some of his outfits. That
Yeah.
feels like something that I could see him embracing, the fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong,
Or a
but
nice clutch.
something small,
Yeah.
dainty.
Understated.
Understated. If there's one thing that I would or one word I would not use to describe Mr. Jonathan, it's understated.
Could he be referred to as overstated?
I mean, depending on the outfit, yeah. I mean,
Oh boy.
he had that one plaid, what was it, plaid suit that he wore
Yeah,
to one of his
yeah.
dance parties.
But
So
I don't think he pays more than $100 for his suits. He finds them, on closeout on the internets or something.
Goodwill kind of thing.
I think he buys new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
Well,
less than $100.
less than $100. Hey, you don't have to spend a lot of money to look fashionable, I suppose.
Well, listen, a lot of them, somebody probably thought that they could sell these hideous creations. And then when they find out they can't, they probably unload them pretty cheap.
I still think he looks like a villain from the Batman show from the 60s when he wears like the, really bright colored
Mr.
suits and shit.
Freeze or Egghead?
Egghead.
Egghead.
Yeah. I sent that toy to him that time, remember? Walking along the aisles of Target and I see this. I'm like, holy shit, it's a Mr. Jonathan action figure.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Sometimes you see stuff and you just know it's him. Like I bought him his lectin free t-shirt. It just says lectin free on that.
So that he didn't make up lectins. That's like an actual thing.
It appears to be a thing.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, no, it's a thing.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know what the thing is, some kind of anti-nutrient or something, and some nightshades, and I don't know.
I mean, it just seems like a very sad way to live your life if you can't enjoy food.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of diet Tom Brady would be on if he were more mentally ill than he is. That's sort of my take on it.
I'll tell you, as somebody from St. Louis, I appreciate the slam on Tom Brady because we're not a fan of his in St. Louis.
Special treat. I'm gonna have some avocado ice cream. Oh, you go crazy, Tom.
Oh my God. So do you have anything else for the Villiger?
No.
As we've gone,
We've gone all over the world.
I'm telling you, you need to pitch Dave on the idea of a documentary series about the shop. I think that would go over well.
All right, man. Maybe if I go down to Dominican with him, maybe I can shoot some footage and put together a small thing.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
Behind the scenes.
Okay.
Dave in the Dominican, maybe.
Dave
sad meal of cheese and peanut butter crackers, and Oliver just eating trash by the roadside and not caring.
Trash by the roadside.
I don't think he eats actual trash, but he doesn't mind if people are just cooking him stuff in a used oil barrel or something.
Oh my God.
Because as you know, Dave's never had a taco.
I've heard this. How in the world has he gone his whole life without having? He's never been to Taco Bell?
I doubt it.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that's the ideal taco for him to try, but like for God's sakes, I mean, like how has he gone his whole life without having without having a taco?
He gets notions in his head, and these notions carry on for decades.
Okay. I mean,
It's
all right.
too exotic.
Too exotic. Okay. Well, speaking of exotic, let's go ahead and it's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. And I still haven't made a thing. I'll take care of that
You
this
gotta,
weekend.
yeah, I was thinking about it probably more than you were. And
Probably. I've
there's
been
some good
swamped with crap.
Blackbird sounds on YouTube, so you could
Okay.
find some Blackbird singing to incorporate into that.
Ooh, okay. I will.
You can't use a Beatles song, but
No, I can't use a Beatles song, but I'm sure I could find something good and appropriate.
I think you need some tweets going on there.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And some of them go on for hours, so you could have that as a bed for the whole commercial.
I was going to say for the whole damn thing.
Whole show is just blackbirds.
Just nothing but birds in the background.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the time of day I record out here, I could have that. I've been having to watch at night. I get a lot of insect and tree frog noises at this house. So I've been having to try and figure out how to pull that out.
Oh, I meant to ask you, is this a Jeffersonian move? Did you move on up or did you move down? I mean, I know you own this, but neighborhood wise, are you?
Oh, I definitely moved on up.
All right.
I mean, I'm back in civilization, if we want to call it that. It's definitely I'm closer to St. Louis. I'm maybe 15 minutes from downtown, whereas before I was a solid 40. You know, I have a cigar shop.
That's an advantage. We don't know.
Well, that's true. I'm just saying, but I have a cigar shop 5 minutes from me, and I have a Total Wine and More 2 minutes from me. So like either which way, I've got cigars very, very close now. Whereas before I was a minimum 30 minutes from cigars.
Oh, we're in a cigar desert.
I was in a cigar desert, and you know, I've got restaurants around me now. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff. So it's nice. It is a move on up.
All right, good.
Yeah, Jefferson. I was like thinking the president for a minute. No. I'm like, I don't know if my place is Monticello, but like I like it. But
different Jefferson. We're talking George here.
George, not Thomas. Anyway, so Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality by using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality, so you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars can't clip our wings. So this is where we talk about somebody who accomplished something really badass.
Is it about me?
Well, no, but I did think of you. But I did think of you in picking this one today. So you and I have discussed the Pop-Tart movie.
Yes.
And in the Pop-Tart movie, you had Jack LaLanne.
Yes.
Now, Jack LaLanne
did he pull a cruise ship or something?
So he was sometimes called the first fitness superhero and the godfather of fitness. He was a motivational speaker and fitness, exercise, and nutritional expert. He was a big promoter of health and fitness and was also an accomplished bodybuilder. He was known for several feats like swimming the entire length of the Golden Gate Bridge with 140 pounds of weight, swimming from Alcatraz Island to Fisherman's Wharf while in handcuffs, and doing 1,033 push-ups in 23 minutes. He was probably most famous for towing 70 rowboats with passengers from Queensway Bridge to the ship Queen Mary while shackled, handcuffed, and fighting winds and current. He was already 70 years old at the time.
But he didn't pull the ship.
He pulled
the Queen Mary.
He did not pull the Queen Mary, but he pulled 70 rowboats with passengers, you know, to the Queen Mary.
Because he was 70? Is that it?
I guess.
Was he like Dave? We got to give away 39 cigars because
he had to have a theme. Yeah. But guys, be like Jack LaLanne and Blackbird Cigars and don't let anybody clip your wings. So that's the Blackbird thing.
All right.
So
you're coming to see us on Southwest, you know.
I am.
I said something a while back I thought I would never say in my life. I said, Thank God I'm on Southwest Airlines.
Well, yeah, because they're run by a Commodore 64. So it was appropriate, when Microsoft had their whole like little deal.
Yeah, because I was flying that day. I woke up and saw this shit show and thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to get a car and drive home, because it was the day before I was supposed to be at Cigar Authority.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you can't miss that.
No, I would have had to drive, but turned out, yeah, they were so backward. I mean, at the time before that came out, I said to Dave, well, I think it's because they don't use computers. They just write shit down. It wasn't far off.
And it's not far off, but and I know they caught a lot of shit a while back about that, because
I think their ancient system fell apart, so they had big problems, I think.
Yeah.
Last year.
But this time it benefited them.
Correct. So you never know.
You never know. Well, I don't know. I know that you in a prior life, worked in the tech industry and everything like that. I'm kind of the opinion that maybe, and I'm not saying airlines are definitely one of them. I'm not saying that at all, but like I do feel like maybe sometimes we overcomplicate our lives with technology. That some things maybe don't need all this tech.
I think you are correct.
And
I don't need a connected refrigerator. Now, the one appliance I wouldn't mind being connected is the oven, because it takes so long to preheat it, right? So
yeah,
it'd be good, like if I had to go to the store or something to get that thing going on the way home, and then it's ready to
then it's
roll.
ready when you get home. No, that's a brilliant idea. I'm surprised nobody's gone down that road.
Maybe a laundry thing to push a notification, but I don't know. I get to it when I get to it,
Yeah, I was gonna say laundry. I mean, the only thing that I could possibly think of, so my dryer is a little older, and I have to run the dryer twice.
You'd love to be able to restart it from an app.
It'd be nice to restart it from an app. But then theoretically my dryer wouldn't be as old, so maybe it would dry the clothes properly. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but I like the oven idea. That's a good idea.
Oven technology is attempting to solve problems we don't have. And then you get sucked into it, and now you have a problem with the app or something.
I can't remember if I talked about this on the show or if I just talked about it with him privately. But I was talking to Trey Mac the other day, and we touched on Steak and Shake, the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if you guys have those up there or not.
They may have popped up somewhere, not common.
All right. So Steak and Shake, by and large, their customer base, their core customer, in my experience and opinion, you had old folks going for breakfast in the morning, and you had drunks going for burgers at 2 a.m. when the bars let out.
So it was relatively quiet for most of the day.
Yeah, for a good part of the day, it was pretty quiet. But those crew, they did help out, But anyway, so COVID hits, and whatever. And post COVID, Steak and Shake has gone from, they got rid of all their waiters and waitresses. Now you have to, when you walk in, you have to order everything on a computer screen. And then, you pick your table, and then I guess they call you and you go up and get it or something like that. So their whole deal used to be, we're a restaurant, not a workaround. We have somebody come to your table and bring you your food and all. Well, now it's a workaround because you got to go get your food and all that. But here's my other thing. They got rid of breakfast. So now the old people don't have their breakfast. And because they're doing this by touchscreen, now you have these old folks that are, having to use the touchscreen to order everything. Right. So you've pretty much cut the knees out from underneath that group of your core customer. And then I don't think they're open late anymore. So now the drunks have nowhere to go, except maybe Waffle House,
Taco Bell,
but like the drunks don't have anywhere to go for their sloppy burger at 2 a.m. So you've cut the legs out. And even if they did, they're too drunk to be tapping on a touchscreen. So, you've cut out the legs of your second. So what have you got? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
No. No,
So
I'm an old person, I stopped at a rest stop and to charge up the Tesla door. There, I said it, but it's too late.
yeah, but
I went, I went
oh,
in
that's
all,
right. Somebody won, didn't they?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. That's good.
All I wanted was an iced coffee with skim milk.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to make that happen on the McDonald's screen.
I
So
just
I had to go up there, and then there's just one person
Yep.
who seems like they don't know what's going on. I don't think they even knew about coffee.
That's about right.
Yeah.
What I'd hate with the McDonald's deal. So one day I was on the road and I stopped in and all I wanted was an iced tea. And I had to go to the screen, so I ordered my drink. But now I'm in line behind
Right.
everybody else. And it's like if they had somebody work in the register, all
Mhm.
they could just hand me the cup and I'd be on my way. But I
Mhm.
have to wait until 3 people get their bags of food before then somebody comes up and hands me my cup so that I could go over and get my own iced tea. And it's like that was not efficient. That was a
No.
breakdown in the situation there. So yeah, no,
Maybe they could have a cup dispenser incorporated.
that would be nice. Just have the
Yeah.
stacks but then I guess what stops somebody from just coming in and
Well, it's
taking
got
a
to
cup?
dispense your cup when you pay.
Oh, now see, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I had
You know?
even more technology to
Oh
go
my
wrong.
God.
And then they won't fill it, and you won't
I
get a
mean-
cup, and you paid.
I mean, part of me gets why they went to these screens, because
It became impossible to hire employees.
not only that, but it's such an expense to hire an employee at $15 an hour minimum
Right.
wage, depending upon
Yeah.
what state you're in.
Yeah.
I think as of January 1st of next year, Illinois will be at $15 an hour minimum wage. I mean, 40 hours a week, you're now making close to $32,000 a year, working at McDonald's. I mean, now
Yeah.
granted, $32,000 in 2024, 2025 wages is not what it was, in 2000 wages, but nonetheless, I mean, it's
No,
not,
but
that's not horrible
then
money,
everyone's surprised that prices go up.
right? I know.
You know?
It's like, I don't think you guys understand how this works, but I don't know. It's now we're in a whole different topic, but
I
it's
know.
so bizarre.
Well, the prices of cigars have gone up. This one isn't a cheap date, but it's worth the price of admission. It's
I
a
am
very
really
good
enjoying.
cigar.
I would say I'm really enjoying this. I'm in the final third.
And it did
It's
calm down a lot from the
it did.
initial.
It did.
Yeah.
That kind of pepper taste to it did calm down quite a bit. But it's a very well balanced cigar. It's very smooth. I think it's smooth. I mean, it's smoking very smoothly.
Yeah.
Um
And the
and
sweetness
again,
stays throughout the whole thing.
it does. And I guess that's the broadleaf.
That's the broadleaf.
That's the broadleaf. Well, it pairs very nicely with my fucking good cigar or coffee. And guys, if you go over to fuckinggoodcoffee.com, you can try any one of Nick's various blends there. He's got everything from the light roast to the dark roast, perfect to pair with your cigar. I have the lounge blend in my mug right here, and that's the one that's designed to pair with any cigar. It's nice to have that coffee and cigar in the morning. Just kind of kickstart your day a little bit. And
will fucking Nick be at the expo, or?
As far as I know,
I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody's still gonna tell you they like your coffee. They get confused.
Well, that's true. They do get confused about the Knicks, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not my coffee. It's Nick Gervais.
That's
as far as I
correct.
know, he will be at the. I know he bought a ticket, so he should be. And as I don't know, I'm fairly certain. I don't know if this is out or not, but as far as I knew, I believe if you're a VIP, you'll be drinking some fucking good coffee at the
Wow.
at the expo. I know you did last year.
Yes. Yeah. And I
So-
think he got an endorsement from Bill Burr
Oh, well, there
on
you
the
go.
fucking good coffee.
See, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Sure.
I'd be hyping that up all over the place.
Yeah. I think it did
So,
for a while.
okay. Well, anyway, guys, if you want to try some fucking good coffee, go over to fuckinggoodcoffee.com. Don't be a fucker. Drink fucking good. So, oh, anyway. Anyway,
What do you got? People coming to fix up your house today?
I have got so yeah, I've got some folks coming over this morning to I'm installing a ceiling fan in my office, and then I need to have an electrician come out. We were talking about that. I don't know if it was on the show or before the show,
No,
but
I think it was before.
I need to have an electrician come out. But no, it's just been a lot of little things, and I need to have the locksmith come out, which hopefully they call me today. I went by there about a week and a half ago to put in my order. When I got the house, when I did the closing, they didn't give me a front door key. And so I have a key for the back door and the back door off the garage, and I have the garage door clicker, but I don't have a front door key. And so yeah, so I've got that going on. So I want to get all 3 outdoor or exterior doors replaced and rekeyed to just one key. That way, it's just one key gets you in all doors.
You don't need a key ring full of keys like a janitor.
No. I just want one key.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting on it's the lock for the front door. It's one of those ornate kind of design. It's not the round, kind of thing. And so I'm waiting for them to get that in. But that should be arriving I talked to the locksmith guy on Saturday, and he was saying mid this week. So I'm hoping maybe today they can come over and swap that out, because I do have a little bit of drama there. So not to get too detailed, but the lady that I bought this house from, she had moved to Texas.
Does she have a front door key and she just lets herself in?
See, that's what I'm worried about. So she moved to Texas. Well, as it turns out, she wasn't in Texas very long. She moved back, and now she's living maybe about 5 minutes up the road. And I was here the other day. This was maybe about a week and a half ago. She just randomly knocks on the door and asks if she could have some of her lawn ornaments that she had left behind, which I had already gotten rid of one of them, but she took some other stuff, and she's talking and being very nice and sweet and everything. But it's just kind of a little unsettling that she's like back, and I don't have this, and I'm sure I'm being, overly cautious, but it's like,
isn't she very old? How long would she last anyway?
78, and realistically, she's about that big around. So I think I could take her in a fight. It's more just the fact that I'm kind of thinking, wonder what happens if one morning I wake up and I smell bacon and eggs cooking in the kitchen, and I'm like, I don't have any bacon or eggs, and I'm not the one cooking. So yeah, so it's kind of one of those. I want to avoid that situation.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. You don't want an elderly stalker.
And I feel for her, because she lost her husband, and
she lost her house.
She sold her house, damn it. But but she moved down to Texas, moved in with her daughter-in-law,
and
because
it didn't work out somehow.
Did not work out at all. And she was going to rent down there, and she was telling me, she goes, everything down there is like $1,400-$1,500 a month. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's about the price of rent these days. Like, why do you think I bought your house? Because I didn't want to pay $1,400 a month for my duplex. I wanted to, have a house and save money. And so
she's living somewhere that's not as nice as your duplex.
She definitely downgraded from what she was telling me. I think she found a mobile home for like $500 a month. So it's like, I feel for her in that regard. But at the same time, it's like, man, this definitely feels like you jumped into something without properly thinking it all through.
Let me pitch this for a new web series.
Oh God!
You get an elderly roommate, and she pays rent, and you become like a new odd couple.
Nick and Pam. Oh, that would be fun. Her with her doilies and whatever, and I'm out here with my cigars.
Rearranging the lawn ornaments.
She would take care of the lawn. I would give her credit for that.
Yeah. She
did a good job with making a very nice space in the backyard, but she definitely liked her lawn ornaments a lot, and she was apparently really looking forward to getting back her giant metal dragonfly
and that's the one you got rid of?
That's the one I got rid of. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So I know.
That would have looked great with the trailer.
Really? It really would have, actually. Yeah. But she was actually also asking about the bird bath out front. Now, I'd already tipped that over and emptied it because those things are nothing but mosquito, breeding ponds. But she can have that. That's still sitting out front. So,
all right. That's something to look forward to.
Exactly. She left a couple lamps here, and she asked about those, so I gave her the lamps back because it's like I have lamps. I don't need these lamps,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I give her everything, and maybe she won't come back.
And that's the thing. It was very odd. It was just very, very odd.
Disconcerting.
A little bit. So so I'm waiting on the locksmith to come by and
I don't
take care of that. It's like let's swap the locks, but no, otherwise. And I will say, she dropped by the day before my mailbox was destroyed.
Oh,
so part of me was kind of like, was she mad that I got rid of her dragonfly and she took out my mailbox?
Could be.
But I don't know. It's possible. It's not impossible. No. I don't think it's likely, but it's not impossible. So,
yeah, well, I'm sure it'll work out fine.
I'm sure.
Or it won't.
Or it won't, and it'll give me a story to tell. Whatever. That's the kind of thing
I like the positive attitude. You're assuming you're going to live through the encounter.
Wow. All right. Yeah. You got to look on the bright side of things, hopefully. I mean, although if that's the way I go, at least this podcast is going to exist so that people know who to look for.
We'll tell your story on the Cigar Authority.
Just be like, did you hear about Nick? No more pulpits. It's fucking,
old lady.
Old lady snuffed him out in his sleep,
Apparently stole her house.
She's living there. All of his shit's on the curb. Oh, God.
He went in and swindled the widow, and she had to move. These cigars are good to the very end, aren't they?
I'm telling you, man. I'm taking it all the way as far as I can without burning my fingertips. I've still got a little bit of space left that I can go for here. Thank you so much for sending this. This is a nice treat. I really did enjoy this.
I really enjoy them, and I thought it would be in your wheelhouse.
It is. It is very much in my wheelhouse.
I mean, I want to watch you smoke the world's strongest cigar and just
we'll do it.
See you melt into a chair.
I think that sounds like a wonderful time, actually. No, we'll definitely do that. I'm looking forward to giving that a try. Just because, I mean, anything that's billed as the world's strongest, whatever, it's like, I got to do it, you know? Well, see, it's such a shame you're going to miss Pulpit Fest. You could have taken part in so this is Ken's idea. He's going to have a fast smoking contest.
Oh boy.
In Florida in August. Okay. So it's going to be hotter than shit already. And we're going to have a fastest smoking contest with the lunatic 10x100.
Oh no.
I told him, I said, you need to get buckets to sit around so that when people start throwing up, they have buckets. And I really wanted to touch base with Terrence Riley to see if I can get some Aganorsa stickers to put on the sides of the bucket and have Aganorsa sponsor the puke buckets for when we start throwing up off of his lunatic,
Yeah, I don't know. Is that something you'd want to sponsor?
I'm not sure Terrence would be. I mean, you know what? It'd be the greatest day ever.
Greatest day of our lives.
Greatest day of our lives. Oh God.
Yeah.
No. That's I keep telling Ken, I'm like, I'm not entirely sure that's the best idea, buddy. He seems
Yeah.
very, very keen
He's
on this
into it,
idea,
huh?
though.
All right.
For whatever reason, he's into this idea. And I don't know how many people he's gonna have bite on it, but you know,
I mean, even with
whatever.
people trying their best, it's going to take a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'd be
that
interested to know what the winning number is, how long.
well, I know. I mean, but even here's the thing. I'm trying to think that 10 by 100, if you're going at a normal pace and you're actually focused in on smoking the thing, I still think that's probably a 3 to 4 hour smoke.
Yeah, I was going to say 4.
So if you're like fast smoking it, just really putting an effort in, you're still probably looking at an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to be disturbing.
And it's
I
going to
worry
burn
the
like
entertainment
shit.
is going to wear off before it's done.
Yeah, I mean, let's be the entertainment value of it is going to be the front third. I think once you get past the first third of the thing, I think that's when it's going to get laborious.
Yeah.
So,
well.
But whatever, I figure that I think that's on the agenda for like the last thing of the day on Saturday. So people can end their day. We'll start that about 7:00. People can kind of end their night with that, because that's exactly what you want to end your night with.
It'll end up with just you and the 2 contestants that are left.
Oh God, yeah, it's one way of clearing the place out. Just be like, all right, everybody's got to smoke a donkey dick, and do it as fast as you can. But
yeah, I know.
Fuck.
But my reaction would be, I gotta go now.
I gotta go now.
Yeah, I wouldn't announce it. It's just Irish goodbye.
Well, of course. I mean, that's the best way of doing it.
You have to.
Well, you don't want to draw attention to yourself.
No.
Although, see, here it's funny you bring up the Irish goodbye. I like the Irish goodbye actually. But we have what we call the Midwest goodbye. And that takes about
a week.
It's about 45 minutes where you have to go around to everybody, and everybody's got one last question for you, and then you're talking for a little bit, and you finally break that off, and you move on to the next person. You got to go around and say goodbye to everybody. And like I said, it takes fucking forever. Yeah. And so if I have my choice between the Irish goodbye or the Midwest goodbye, I'm doing the Irish goodbye all day long.
By the time you're done with the last person, the first person's got a new question for you.
Precisely. And now you're trapped, and it's just, it sucks so bad. So yeah, no, I definitely am a big fan of the Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
It's easier. So
anyway.
I don't know if I did socials. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So I'm on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm also on Facebook with the Pulpit Parishioners group. Get in on the fun there. We're on Twitter/X, YouTube, where you can watch this. And I still need calls for the Ask the Pulpit episodes. Area code 863-874-0000. Get your calls and questions in. I take all kinds of calls and questions. It doesn't have to be cigars. It can be about all kinds of random shit. Nobody ever asked me for love advice. I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know.
Well,
but listen, I'm everywhere that you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the song,
Oh, okay.
I think the group was called Translator.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
I'm everywhere that you're not. There you have it.
There you go. I'm looking at Rumble. We've talked about that. I need to do that. I have my to-do list, and I have my primary to-do list, and then I have my secondary, and it's near the top of my secondary to-do list that I need to get to, but I am looking at Rumble.
Listen, you can go 2 ways with that. You could just set it up to sync with YouTube, or you could also stream live to that at the same time. It's probably easiest to start by just set it up to sync, and then
that's going to be the easiest thing. Yeah. See, I'm not quite ready for the stream live aspect of this yet. Mostly because, see, you guys have a set day and a set time that you sit and
Yeah,
do this.
and your life doesn't accommodate that.
Not really. I
No.
basically I mean, we're recording, behind the scenes curtain or behind the curtain thing here.
Early.
We're recording early on a Wednesday morning, and this will come out on Friday.
Right.
And that's just it. But it worked out that way.
Right. And you can't
So
even go for weekends because if your son's there, you got to focus on that. You can't. So
exactly.
there's no
Yeah.
time you're available.
Nah, it's too sporadic. So like
Right.
going
Maybe you could stream live at 3 a.m. on Tuesdays, but who's
But then
watching?
exactly. And then I'd have to be up, and
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But yeah, no. So I think having the sync, the corresponding
Yeah.
upload, I think that would be the proper way to go. I need to do that.
I think it shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes to figure it all out. Maybe
Yeah,
less.
maybe I'll sit down and do that tonight. That's something I
Why
could do after
not?
my deliveries.
Why ever not?
Why not?
I mean, the YouTubes could throw you off at any moment.
Well, no, there's a lot of truth to that. I got some sort of I don't know. I got some sort of random notice the other day from Facebook about the like page that I have over there for the podcast. And it like just randomly was like, we reviewed your request and we're still gonna not allow you monetization. And my first thought was, when did I request for monetization on Facebook? I didn't even.
You probably didn't.
I that's the thing, I didn't, but they apparently reviewed it and have still continued to deny it. And I'm like, well, I don't remember doing this, but okay, thanks. I mean, good for you. But it told me that they're looking, they're watching, and doing whatever. And so it's like, yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to diversify up a little bit just in case. And I know we're talking YouTube and that's Facebook, but nonetheless, I think they're all
after us.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Once they find out you swindled an old woman, then they're coming
then I'm
after
just
you.
done. Then I'm done. Then I'm done. I swear. I didn't swindle her. She took my offer, for God's sake.
Well,
I mean, she's the one who put her house on the market.
Everybody's got different perspectives. We need to respect that.
I guess. She made out all right. She did it. Trust me, I know what she bought.
She's got enough to live in a trailer, so she'll be fine.
She's frugal is what it is. I know for a fact what she bought this place for. I know what she owed on it, and I know what I bought it for and what she walked away with.
She can pay her rent for as long as she is alive.
She's a lot better off than she's trying to make it sound. Let's put it that way. Listen, I would very much enjoy having a bank account with 6 figures sitting in it. It's just, I'm just saying,
I'd be disappointed in that.
Well, yeah, you might be.
Yes.
But see, that's that perspective on life situation that we've got going on. You went into tech. I went into fucking newspapers. So, it's like
not the best choice.
It's one of those things. You do things, and then 10 years later, you're asking yourself, boy, that didn't quite work out the same way as you thought it would. But
yeah, I mean, after I got my degree in English and American literature, I sobered up. I said, wow, what the fuck did I just do?
You didn't want to swindle or push coffee on people all day long.
No, huh? I figured I got to go make some money.
I get that.
Yeah.
Well,
you're trying to help the public.
I'm trying. I'm desperately trying. But sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you just can't force it to drink.
No,
and it's one of those things. You put out information, and some people just don't consume it, and that's fine. It's what it is.
Yes.
So, anyway. Well, Ed, final thought on the hot cake fresh out of the oven. I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad I have the torpedo in there to sit and enjoy another day.
One of the best things to come out this year.
I'm very happy. I would agree with that. I think it's definitely a strong. I mean, well, I guess it can't be a strong contender for Cigar of the Year for you guys since it's a limited edition.
Limited,
but I think if you guys were to take limited edition cigars into account, I definitely think it would be a
It'd be
very, very
right up there.
strong contender. You know,
I know.
yeah,
Even Dave was chain smoking these.
really.
Yeah, but
Well,
do get your hands on that Encore Black as well. I think you'd love that one.
I'll have to reach out to, Ed has been so good about tacking on the stuff with my care package. I've done that twice now, and anybody who's not taking advantage of that, if you're a care package, subscriber for the Cigar Authority, if you, oh God, hit my phone. If you're not taking advantage of that, that is a sweet deal. Because I mean, present day Nick has set up future Nick to succeed at least twice now. Because I get that package in the mail and I'm like, oh, it's more than just, oh, that's right, I forgot I ordered, and it's fantastic.
Listen, the care package itself is a great deal. You may not always love everything in it, but for the price, you certainly can never go wrong.
And every once in a while, Dave slips something really, really choice in there. I mean, I'm still sitting on that Byron, the one from December.
Yeah, it's got dates associated with it.
18 something or other. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but I'm still sitting on that. That was supposed to be my first smoke at this house after I finished moving. And then, well, I had to record an episode, and I don't want to do that cigar on the show.
I don't think you should.
No, I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like talking and puffing and,
It's one of those contemplating cigars.
Yeah.
You don't even want any people around.
I'm thinking about bringing it down to Florida with me and smoking it after Pulpit Fest is over. I think that's
just be done with it.
Just be done. I think that would be a nice moment for that.
I mean, you don't want to burn out your taste buds and then get to it, though.
Shit. Now you've put that in my head. You're right. That maybe is, but no, that's a valid point,
Yeah.
Hell,
if you're power smoking all day, that's not the way to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. Have you tried the Fumanoche from Aladino yet?
I have. I like it very much.
I think that's a fine end of the day cigar.
It is.
I had that with Trey Mac on the show the other week, and then I did finally sit down and smoke one of those Cameroon Reservas as well. Have you had that yet?
I can't say for sure. And the reason I can't is I think when Chef Charlie and I were down there, we tried that cigar, but I don't know if that was the final version at that time.
Okay.
It wasn't packaged yet or banded or anything.
I'll tell you, the best way for me to describe that was elegant. It's very, very smooth. It's relatively light. I don't know. I'm trying to think of your strengthometer scale. 3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4, somewhere in that range. But it was very, very elegant. That's the word that came to mind when I was smoking it, and it just stuck. And fantastic.
Cigar. At the time I smoked it, it was very surprising that it's all Cameroon.
Yeah.
Right, because there's a lot going on with the cigar. So you kind of thinking, well, must have this binder or filler, but no.
But yeah, it's just all Cameroon.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know if you guys are, I don't know if two guys is still sitting on any of them or not. I ordered 3 of them and I've smoked 1, and I found some down in Destin. I stopped by a shop down there and they had 6 of them left, and I bought 2. So I'm sitting on 4 of them now after the one that I smoked. If two guys isn't sitting on any of them and you want one, let me know. I can make that happen. But good cigar. I enjoyed it.
You're all about making things happen.
I like to reciprocate. You were very kind and sent me those cigars, so I figure
right now it's saying notify me, so I don't know.
So yeah, probably not then.
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, again, not a cheap date. This
No,
is my concern lately. The stuff that I'm saying, this is fantastic. are not coming in at
They're-
10 to even 15. They're
No.
17 and 22.
I was gonna say the Cameroon Reserva was like $22-23. So
Right, and this one I think was 17 and change.
even that Fumanoche was, I think, like 15.
Yeah.
So it's on the high end of my personal scale.
I
So
think that Encore Noir is a 17. So it's scary, I think.
it
The
is
prices are
scary.
moving
Well,
aggressively.
and I think that just adds to the importance of being able to find a affordably priced everyday kind of smoke.
Yep.
And I know you tend to go for the smaller sizes,
Yeah, and
which
listen,
helps with
I
that.
think the regular hotcake line, the Corona Gorda, is about $8.
That's not too bad.
No, and the half Coronas, $4.
Yeah.
So,
But if you're smoking like 10 of them a day,
well, sure.
it still kind of adds up.
I mean, I tend to like that Corona Gorda size. So,
Yeah. Okay.
we never talked about 3 things we smoked this week, did we?
We did not. You know what? I actually have smoked enough to be able to do that.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars we smoked and enjoyed this week. So what have you smoked and enjoyed lately?
Mostly the stuff I sent you.
Oh, okay.
and no, and certainly that Encore Noir, which just came out last week. I think
Yeah.
I've smoked 8 or 10 of those already. And very good cigar. The other one, instead of the hotcake Corona Gorda, sometimes I buy the Selection #1.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that. It comes in bright colored boxes. The Maduro's a green box, and the non-Maduro one is a yellow box. But
No, I don't
very,
think I know.
very good cigar.
Okay.
You should try it. You
I
might
will.
like it.
I will.
And then I've been.
See, I'm looking forward to the coming up because you know, you know how it is when you travel, you like looking at different shops to see like what they've got that you don't see at home. I'm used to all the stuff that we've got around here and everything.
Yeah.
And I know, Dave carries stuff that I don't see around here. So it's like that's the stuff I plan on stocking up on.
And the other one, I sent you one of these as well, was an Attic series from West Tampa.
Ah, okay.
And it is not the red. It is
Well,
completely different from the red.
so is this the new? Is this a new Attic series, or
This is a re-release of that same one with the San Andreas wrapper?
Okay.
But try it. You'll see. It's not
Okay.
red.
Well, I had Rick on the show,
I
and he flat
know.
out said that it was the red. So
I've smoked probably a couple of hundred of those, and a box of the reds, and I'm pretty confident it's not the same.
not that I'm talking about your death or anything, but like there's going to be a couple of manufacturers that feel a very big financial pinch on the day that you pass away. It's like there's going to be a couple of brands that suddenly are going to be like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do for this quarter?
I know. I do buy quite a few cigars.
I mean, I get it. So, I told you my numbers have been definitely low in terms of what they normally are. And I'm looking at my list right now, and my God, I've got some big gaps of time where like I go from July 21st to July 27th, but I guess that makes sense because it's when I was down in Florida. And so I'm looking at my list here of what I've smoked, and trying to think. Yesterday I didn't smoke any. So that's the 6th.
What a disappointment you're becoming.
I know I'm slacking. August 5th, that's when I would have smoked. What did I smoke on the What did I have when that was the dumpster fire. I'll tell you. So I'll include that. So the Warfighter dumpster fire. I did not look, listener Toby gave me that when I saw him at at a barbecue event back in May. And I did not have, when I looked it up and saw that it was mixed filler and everything, I was like, ah, God, like, what am I getting myself into here?
Yeah.
And that thing smoked wonderfully. Like, in terms of flavor, it was fairly one note, kind of tasted like cigar. But in terms of construction and everything, I mean, it burned wonderfully and smoked wonderfully. And for a $5, well, $6, a pack of 5 for $30, I guess is how it sold. And for a $6 cigar, I mean, I would have smoked that all day long. So, I don't know if anybody has any more of them around anywhere that they can pick up and find, but if you happen to find the dumpster fire from Warfighter Tobacco, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean,
And
if
then
you can find something at that price range, it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be good.
precisely, and I mean, another one at that price range that I do enjoy. I'm not a fan of the like the size of, well, not the size. It's that weird box press. It's that Artista.
Buffalo
What's
10,
yes, the Buffalo
the
10.
flat
That
cigar.
that kind of flat wafer thing going on there. I'm just kind of like not the biggest fan of I mean, me, I'm not a big box press guy to begin with, but then when you add in the fact that it's like super flat and wafery too,
Yeah.
it's odd. But for the price point on those, it's hard to beat those as well,
It's a very good cigar for that money.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then we've already talked about it. That Cameroon Reserva. I sat out here and enjoyed that the other night, and that was a treat. I did really enjoy that, and I got a fair amount of time out of that thing. I probably got close to 2 hours
Ah,
slow
all right then.
smoking that.
Well,
I mean,
$11 an hour.
yeah, exactly.
It's
You
cheaper than
know,
playing blackjack,
I
probably.
mean, I get, yeah, I'm not good at blackjack, so yeah, it's definitely cheaper than playing blackjack. But yeah, it's something. But it was a very, very good cigar. And the last one that I will go ahead and mention, it's one of my go-tos. It's one of the ones that I smoke on the regular, and I've been doing a lot of those lately just because I've been kind of going and going. It's the Perdomo Habano Sun Grown in the Churchill
Oh,
size.
you smoke a lot of those.
Smoke a lot of those. Especially, when oh my God, what is that? Freaking all the insects are coming out. They're waking up. But the that Churchill size, I smoke that a lot in the car when I'm driving, like especially like today when I'm going and doing my newspaper deliveries, because I've got a little over an hour to drive to get to my printer. And that Churchill adds that extra little bit of length to it, so I get a
Yeah.
little extra time, and it works out really well.
Right,
So
because with Perdomo, the Churchills aren't getting skinny. They're just getting
no,
longer.
they're just
It
getting
might be
long.
the same ring gauge as the Toro. I don't recall.
I think so, actually.
Yeah,
I
so
think
it
it just
might just
adds
add an inch.
an inch to the epicure. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, but no, I've been smoking a lot of those. So
that's good
and
for you.
it is, I think so.
Yeah.
It's one of my go-tos. It's one of the ones I do on the regular. And actually, just to add a fourth one in, just for shits and giggles here, the other one that I've been kind of going to, just as a everyday kind of on the regular, relatively decently priced. I can get them for about under $8. It's like in the 7 something range. Um, the Brick House Natural in the
Oh
Toro
yeah.
size.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those ones. It's you get what you're expecting. It's decent flavor. It smokes wonderfully, and I get my time out of it. So for a driving cigar and just kind of hanging out, that one has been really
Well,
good for
the
me here
other one
lately
they
too.
make that I enjoy is El Baton.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
that's a very good cigar.
it is, and also affordably priced,
Yep.
especially in comparison to $17 and $22 cigars. Oh, Well, Ed, it seems like the lawn crew has decided to come out 2 doors down. So I think that's
Well,
a
that's
pretty good
sign.
indicator that we ought to be wrapping this up. But I want to thank you for taking time out of your morning.
It was a pleasure, as it always is.
Always is. Always is. And once again, thank you so much for the cigars. That was very generous.
You are
I
quite
appreciate
welcome.
it. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
And I'm Ed.
Everybody stay safe, stay smoky. I know. I even tried hitting the button a little earlier for it to start, but
I managed to smoke a small cigar while that was playing.
Well, good. I'm glad you got another one in. Yeah, there you go.
I got to hit my numbers for the day.
You do. I saw that post that Mr. Jonathan put up. I think it was yesterday, where he was saying that last cigar of the day. And mind you, this is my time, about 5 o'clock in the evening, and I just commented on it. I just said quitter. It's like, what are you doing?
He probably had to go dance with whomever he dances with.
Lord knows. Lord knows. Thanks, guys.